Okay, so let's dive right into this. When it comes to hitting our biggest goals, we usually hear about two totally different ways of doing things. What we're going to do today is build a bridge between those two worlds. We're going to create a single, complete system that takes the best of both and turns those big, fuzzy dreams into something you can actually achieve.
So, on one side, you've got the dreamers. These are the folks who live and breathe manifestation, visualization, the law of attraction. They truly believe that if you can see it in your mind, if you can feel it, then you can hold it in your hand. And then you've got the other camp, the grinders. For them, it is all about action. It's discipline, daily habits, and just the raw power of good old-fashioned hard work. Put your head down, do the reps, day after day.
But here's the real issue, right? Neither one of these approaches is the full picture. If you're only dreaming but you never take any action, well, you don't have a foundation. There's no floor under you. But if all you do is grind away without a powerful vision pulling you forward, you're going to hit a wall. You have no ceiling to break through. So today, we're smashing them together into one powerful system.
So, here's our roadmap. First, we'll talk about the missing link that ties these two worlds together. Then, we'll walk through our four-phase system: the blueprint, the rehearsal, the engine, and the harvest. And to wrap it all up, I've got a super simple 7-day challenge you can start, right away.
This is the whole journey in a nutshell. We start inside by setting our internal thermostat for the level of success we want. Then, we're going to mentally rehearse that success until our brain actually thinks it's real. After that, we build the engine, the daily habits to create unstoppable momentum. And finally, we learn how to just trust the process during the harvest. So, let's jump into Phase 1.
Phase 1 is the blueprint. This is the bedrock, the foundation for everything else. You've probably heard the saying, you have to set your sail before you can catch the wind. Well, that's exactly what this is. It's all about getting your internal world aligned first.
I love this quote from the legendary Jim Rohn. Success is something you attract by the person you become. It's so powerful because it just flips the whole script on achievement. It's not about chasing something down, it's about growing into the person who naturally draws success to them. The question isn't just what do I have to do, it's who do I need to become.
And that's where this idea of paradigms comes in. Just think of your subconscious beliefs like a thermostat in your house. Let's say you set a big goal for yourself. That's like trying to get the room to 90 degrees. But if your internal thermostat, your subconscious belief, is stuck at 65, it will find a way to cool things back down. Your subconscious will literally sabotage your best efforts. So you have to reset that thermostat first.
So here's your first actionable task. I want you to get absolutely crystal clear on what you want, and more importantly, why it lights you up. See, if your goal feels like a chore, like something you should do, you're always going to be fighting yourself. You need to transform it into a must, something that feels essential, something that literally pulls you forward with its own energy.
Okay, let's move into Phase 2, the mental rehearsal. Once we have that blueprint nice and clear, it's time to start rewiring our brain for success. We're actually going to create what Dr. Joe Dispenza calls memories of the future. It sounds wild, but stick with me.
And there's real science to this. It's based on a principle called Hebb's Law, which basically says neurons that fire together wire together. Here's the crazy part. Your brain doesn't really know the difference between a real, lived experience and one you imagine with intense detail and emotion. So to actually achieve your goal, you have to generate the feeling of success first. You're teaching your body and your brain on a biological level what that future is going to feel like. So here's how you actually do this. Every morning, in those few minutes right after you wake up or right before you fall asleep, you're in this incredibly suggestible state. It's the perfect time to step into the scene of your goal being accomplished. But don't just watch it like a movie. Really feel it. What does that success feel like in your body? Feel the gratitude, the excitement, the relief, as if it has already happened. Okay, so we've set our internal blueprint. We rehearsed the feeling of success. Now it's time for Phase 3, the engine. This is where the rubber meets the road. This is where the dreamer and the grinder finally shake hands. We have the vision, we've felt the emotion, and now we have to translate all that into real physical action.
And the secret here isn't some huge heroic leap. Not at all. It's the quiet magic of the compound effect. Big success is just the outcome of tiny, almost unnoticeable habits that you perform with relentless consistency. It's all about those small choices you make every single day. That's what adds up to massive, incredible results. So your task is simple. Install one atomic habit. And using the 2-minute rule, we're going to make it so small, it's almost silly. You want to work out every day? Your new habit is just putting on your gym shoes. That's it. You want to write a book? Your habit is writing one single sentence. And then, when you feel that moment of hesitation creep in, and you will, you use the 5-second rule. Just count backwards, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and physically move. It's a little brain hack that short-circuits your excuses and just gets you started.
And that brings us to our final phase, phase 4, the harvest. And you know what? This is often the hardest part, especially for ambitious people. It's about managing that waiting period. It's the art of active patience and learning to trust that all your hard work is compounding, even when you can't see it yet.
This metaphor is just perfect for this. Every goal has a natural incubation period. Some people call it the law of gestation. You plant the seed, that's your blueprint, your rehearsal, your daily habit, and then you have to let it grow. You don't go out in the garden every morning and dig up the carrot seed to see if it's sprouting, right? Of course not. You'd kill it. You have to trust the process.
So your task here is about actively letting go. It's about releasing that obsessive need to know when. When is it going to happen? Instead, I want you to end every single day by focusing on what you already did. Acknowledge the tiny habit you completed. Acknowledge the visualization you did. This keeps your energy focused on the progress you're making, not on what's missing.
All right, so we've walked through the entire 4-phase system. Now let's pull it all together into a simple, incredibly powerful 7-day challenge that you can get started on today.
For the next 7 days, this is your entire playbook. In the morning, you're going to do 10 minutes of that future self-visualization. Sometime during the day, you're going to execute your one tiny atomic habit. Anytime you feel resistance, you use that 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 trigger to just go. And at night, before you go to sleep, write down 3 small wins from the day. That's it. Simple, right? But it's so powerful. And this right here, this is really the core idea of this whole thing. The visualization, the dreaming, the manifestation, that stuff is absolutely essential. It gives you the spark. But it's the small, daily, compounding actions that methodically build that spark into a raging fire. You absolutely need both. So I'll just leave you with this one question. The blueprint is here. The spark has been lit. The only thing left to ask is, are you ready to start building the fire?